Hey guys, how's it going? So, I thought I'd talk a little about the shift, this new consciousness we're moving into, and like directly how I'm experiencing it. So rather than the rattle of concepts I've talked about, fourth density, fifth dimension, in the past, I thought I'd really try and share like the shift I'm going through personally so that you guys understand what the bleep I'm talking about with all this fourth density, fifth dimensional shift, age of Aquarius, awakening, self realization, enlightenment, expansion, ascension, the new age. The list goes on. So, as you maybe heard me say in the past, it is a shift in consciousness. But what does that mean? What is a shift in consciousness? Do I just become more happy, more peaceful, more free? Well, yes, that appears to be a side effect of it. It's the dissolution of the belief that I am the body, I am the mind. I don't want to sound like some Hindu guru, but we've got to use some sort of terminology and words, haven't we? So it's the falling away. It's the moving on. It's the evolution to a state of awareness where we understand a truer aspect of who we are, a deeper aspect of our consciousness. And so the reason I prefer the term fourth density to the fifth dimension is the fifth dimension refers to the realm of spirit, the non-physical reality. And we're not all ascending into non-physical beings. We're not going to leave our bodies behind and all ascend into rainbow bodies or light bodies and have no physical body. That's not what's occurring, as you're probably aware. And fourth density refers to the merging of fifth dimensional consciousness with our physical experience. So we don't. So I prefer the term fourth density, just a little more scientifically accurate, and I'm kind of a scientist in my heart still. So this term, like fourth density, the idea of becoming, it's becoming spirit, becoming source or God in a sense. It really is. It's realizing that we are the infinite unbound consciousness, and so therefore we must ultimately be God. We must ultimately be source because there's nothing outside of us. And of course, I'm not claiming to be some almighty overarching being that can control all of creation or anything. It's a little hard to explain because of course I still have this individuated experience, but the way I experience it is, I mean, I guess we can use the term like nothing and everything. Like you maybe heard spiritual teachers say this before, that we are nothing and we are everything. And like, what the bleep does that? So it's really like, I remember reading a book, or I think it was Jeff Foster that wrote a book called, a teacher called Jeff Foster wrote a book called Life Without a Center. And that like kind of hits the nail on the head for me more and more as I go through this shift. Like my consciousness is leaving my center. Like before, my consciousness was fully centered within my body, within my mind. So in here, I felt like I was in here. But as my consciousness changes, I feel, and as I become more quiet, more still, as I disconnect from the physical mind more, which is part of this shift, because our physical mind is just a tool of the old dimension that we still use in the new dimension, but it doesn't run our lives. It just doesn't rattle away uncontrollably all day long. We're able to disconnect from it and use it when we need more and more. And so the more we like come into this stillness and this peace that comes when we're not marauded by the mind like 24 hours a day, the more like we become nothing. It's hard to explain. It's like we realize that we are the source consciousness, the pure energy, the pure awareness, the beingness, perhaps the like the like formlessness beyond form, yet within all form. And this is how we are nothing and everything, because we become a kind of nothingness, it is a kind of somethingness in a way, but it's nothing that we can call a thing in physical reality. It's kind of beyond physical reality. It's kind of the substratum of the matrix that makes up all of physical reality. And so it's beyond physical reality. So calling it nothing, no thing, is the closest is the closest we can really come to. So creation saying, be careful, you're walking a knife edge. so yeah, but yet this nothingness, this emptiness, this infinite unbound freedom, this infinite unbound stillness is actually also in everything. And so this is how we are nothing and everything. And I think I'll leave it at that for today, guys, because this topic could go on forever, trying to talk about it and never actually hitting the nail on the head. But I suggest you kind of meditate on this, contemplate on this, spend some time just being quiet and just like feeling into, like feel. What do you feel? Like life, apparently Shakespeare said, think feelingly. So think feelingly for a few days, guys, and I'll come back to you in the next video with more. Have a wonderful day. Love, light from the peace of my heart. Shivai. From the peace of the Andean mountains and the infinite light of the sun. Shivai.